All right, well, you guys are getting a special today. Not an expert at this, but our trigger man this morning made a great shot, but he failed to wait for the cameraman to get ready. So we got to get some kind of content, and this is what we're gonna try: how to gut a deer.
This is our make-a-wish hunt. Cody and I like to do. We're making it already. Where is it? All the way up straight through the big ass tree. Go to the next big tree. Straight through there. We'll see.
Got my flush.
Gotta get the pumped up side. Fucking ain't. Just gotta get the pumped up. Like, jacked up.
That's right.
And then you gotta tell them what happened, because that's not gonna be until fucking
Well, Trev, how you feel about the shot?
I'm pretty good about it. I guess we'll see.
Cleaned her out.
Look right here.
Uh-oh. That looks like a button buck, Trev. Boy's looking for some meat. Oh no, it's a good doe.
Big hole in her.
You're on film now.
Oh yeah. You dusted her.
I forget what I was gonna say.
Sat for about an hour.
They were set for, I don't know, hour and 15 maybe. Barely saw her through the trees. Decided to go for it, and here's what we got.
Dropped her in her tracks.
How long has it been since you shot a deer? 10, 11 years? There you go. How's that, Jason?
All right, well, you guys are getting a special today. Not an expert at this, but our trigger man this morning made a great shot, but he failed to wait for the cameraman to get ready. So we got to get some kind of content, and this is what we're gonna try: how to gut a deer. So you don't have to wear long gloves. Just usually, you know, why get a mess on you? Plus, when you're wearing, you know, expensive scent lock stuff, you know, it's just easier this way. All right, so today we're going to be using the Outdoor Edge 3.5-inch razor light EDC. Replaceable blades, sharp as could be. And starting off, you're just going to flip her over. If you got a buddy, that's great. And sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't, but you can feel the bottom of the sternum And usually about right there is where the diaphragm starts and your guts begin. So if you're real lucky, you can just stab your knife in there, not have to worry about popping guts. You just want to start a hole. This is usually the worst part, just getting your hole started. Break it around with your fingers a little bit. Until you get underneath the stomach muscle. I'll show you here in a second. There it is. So, if you can see this, right there's the stomach part of it, and there's actually a few layers. You have a thin layer, you have muscle here, a hard tissue layer, and then you have another layer of muscle, fat, and then there's the skin. So you need to break through all those layers to get down in there. And then if you take your knife, spread your fingers apart, put the blade in there, you should just be able to push on the back of the knife and layer open. Now if your doe has a lot of milk, you need to cut that milk sac out. This one doesn't, but we're going to do it anyway. And you're basically just cutting skin. Cutting skin around it on each side. And hopefully you don't saw through the hair like that and create a mess. And she did have a little milk. That was a horrible job. So usually you'll grab her, cut, pull the guts back, continue to cut, come in here, cut down to the pelvis, come around to the back side, and hold these two legs, Trev. And you just need to cut the skin all the way around here. This is all stuff you don't want to send to your butcher, because depending on the butcher, they may cook it up for you, grind it up for you. Detach all this from the skin. Gotta go all the way around. Okay. Alright, now you can let these legs go. We got to come back up to the front, and we'll see about splitting the sternum a little bit farther so we can see. What you're going to feel up in there is there's a diaphragm right here, and it goes all the way around to both sides of the ribs, and you need to cut that so that you can get access up to the chest cavity. So I just put my knife in there, watch your hands, come down each side of the ribs. Now, you should be able to see up in that chest cavity. Once you're inside there, I take my left hand, because I'm right-handed, and I feel up to the heart, which I'm on right here, and I bring my hand to the front of the heart, take my knife and carefully place it in there, go up in front of the heart, find the windpipe, just cut straight down, take your knife back out. Once you've got it detached, grab a hold of the heart and that windpipe and just pull backwards, and then yank. If you need to cut the diaphragm more, you can. Pull that right up, Trev. If you're lucky, it'll let you just pull it right out. And then you get back down here and you'll have some cartilage or something to break free from the rear end. You get a good yank on it, break it up with your fingers. You should be able to pull that right through. And there is a gutted deer. Now my knife, take that over here, and I'm just gonna cut her down the rest of the way. This just helps them open up, cool down a little bit quicker. You can scrape some of this off, cut it off if you want. We're gonna hose it out, so it's not a big deal to us right now. But look at these tenderloins. Nice tenders. And then when you're done, you can take and pull your gloves down, put them over your knife. Just make sure that you mark this as being that's where your knife's at. You're ready to put that back into your backpack or Polaris Ranger, and we're done. Alright, so usually before you put your gloves away and all that goodness, you're going to, if you're a heart eater like myself, pull the heart out of the pericardium on here. But right now we're just going to kind of take a look while we're doing that and just kind of do an overview of kind of what's in a deer here. So this right here, people will actually use as sausage casing. Just kind of a lining for the stomach. I buy all mine. I'm fine with that. This here is the liver. A lot of people eat the liver. It's high in cholesterol. So I don't know if a lot of people do it now, but I know it used to be a big thing at our deer camp back in the day. Got some intestines here. And right here we have one lung. So underneath the lungs is our pericardium with the heart in it. So you got two lungs, one on each side, a couple of lobes, and you can actually blow in right here and you can inflate the lungs. I don't think I'm going to do that today, but I will take this heart. And so we just cut the sac around it, cut a little hole in it, stick your finger in there, rip it down, and you can pop the heart out on this and then cut it free. And now if you're early morning and you're sitting all day, just pull the clots out of the heart, and then you'll just take your knife and stick it right down the ventricles and cut. And what this does is it will just let it cool down faster. It'll help you clean it out a little bit. Now when we take this back to the house, we're going to clean it up a little bit, and basically all we're going to do is cut all of this white off. It's just the fat that's on the heart. I don't think it's bad to eat, but you know, I try not to eat deer fat when I don't have to. So, and there's your heart. This deer was shot in the neck, so saved all the heart, saved all the shoulder meat, saved the lungs. Let's actually see if we can get those out of there for a second. So here's our lungs. Looks like he might have clipped a lung a little bit. And if we cut one open, that's what a lung looks like on the inside. It's just a bunch of small pockets, microscopic. And if you hit those, if you hit both, you'll have a dead deer for sure. But, I mean, they're not giant. It's a good sized target, but it's not as big as ours would be. I mean, hold that up. I mean, that's kind of what you're shooting at. Deer wise, they kind of sit towards the bottom. So you can kind of see where no man's land kind of becomes up through here. Your heart will sit down here towards the bottom of the rib cage. You'll have your lungs on top, and you know, up through here, if you pretty much go straight through this and you miss the spine, that's that no man's land they talk about. Now if you're shooting an expandable broadhead, or I shoot 4-blade fixed, you know, that kind of helps you, especially if you're up in a tree stand. Clip these if your shot's a little bit high. But there is a spot up there that's easy to hit and doesn't drop them. All right, I'll wash my hands and I think we'll be done here. 1, 2, 3.